I kept you in the room I made up in my mind. I kissed the halo, missed the warning signs. I loved them maybe more than what had ever been, and it breaks me to leave the room I kept you in. There's a chair turned toward the door, like you're late, like you're still coming. The sweater on the banister, sainted by my need. A cup beside the sink there, collecting little rings. I polished up your silence till it looked like care. I called it depth, I called it fate, I called you still being there. Yeah, every relic had a sermon, every dust line had a prayer. I was safer with your ghost there than with somebody really here. I kept you in the room I made up in my mind. I kissed the halo, missed the warning signs. I loved them maybe more than what had ever been, and it breaks me to leave the room I kept you in. I rehearsed your better answers, fed them back to me, made a temple out of fragments, called it memory. Longing as a velvet trap, familiar and thin. It's easier to ache for you than let somebody in. If I meet the day without you, who am I then? Just a woman with two shaking hands and one small chance. Not the mourner of a future that never began. Just alive enough to open what I nailed shut in. I kept you in the room I made up in my mind. I kissed the halo, missed the warning signs. I loved them maybe more than what had ever been, and it breaks me to leave the room I kept you in. It hurts because the dream was where I learned to hide. It hurts because the truth has nowhere left to spin. I opened up the window, I let the present in. chest. Fix him, chase him, prove it, call that blessed. What a beautiful man. I swallowed every myth with a glitter-coated grin. That jealousy meant death, that chaos meant a win. That waiting by the phone was some holy rite of fire. The crumbs were a feast if they came from my desire. I made a shrine of almost and called it being brave. Bent myself in pretty shapes and smiled and waved. I wore devotion like a bruise I had to hide. Mistook the drop in my stomach for a place to live inside. And every movie promised turn the screw a little more. If I was hurting, then it must be something worth fighting for. But my body knew the difference even when my mouth said stay. I was disappearing in the most familiar way. I'm unlearning love songs, unlearning the chase, unhooking my heart from the panic and praise. No more earning mercy, no more begging to belong. I want the kind of love that doesn't make me disappear. Unlearning love songs, trading the sparkler for a steady burning sun. If it's common, it's kind, and it stays when the night gets long. Then I'll call that love, I'll call that love. When the quiet in a good thing can feel almost wrong. No slam of the door, no ache to write a wrecking song. No guessing games at midnight, no rescuing, no spin. Just someone saying what they mean and meaning what they're in. And part of me gets restless, says where's the holy ache? Where's the proof you matter if there's nothing left to break? It scares me how the peaceful can feel boring at the start, when I've been feeding on adrenaline and calling that a heart. So I'll let the sweetness be enough. Let the steady hands undo the cuffs. A little higher, a little clearer now. Love is not a stage dive, not a trial, not a vow made in fear of being left alone. It's where I stay myself and still get known. I'm writing it down as I go. I'm unlearning love songs, unlearning the chase, unhooking my heart from the panic and praise. No more earning mercy, no more begging to belong. I want the kind of love that doesn't make me disappear. I'm unlearning love songs, trading the sparkler for a steady burning sun. If it's common, it's kind, and it stays when the night gets long. Then I'll call that love, I'll call that love. I don't need to vanish to be held. I don't need to bleed to know it's real. New words, new nerve, new song. Love that lets me keep myself. That's the one I'm writing now. That's the one, that's the one. I kept the fire. You call it too much. I called it desire. I kept the fire. Let it climb higher. If it scares you away, then go on. I'm not getting smaller. You said be sweet, be still. Yeah. I bit my tongue till it drew blood. Every time I laughed too loud, you wore that holy grin. turn it cool. I break the script, I break the loop. You don't get to name me now. Hey, you don't get to name me now. You again, in my face before the daylight blinks. Yeah. At the story parked under my skin, I rank every flaw like a holy discipline. I edit my smile, rehearse being easy to love, then hear my own voice throw the old stuff back. Come on, I learned that ache by repeating it. Like if I get smaller I might finally fit. But who's the witness? Who's keeping score? Why do I kneel to a closing door? I want proof. Mirror, give me proof. Who taught my mouth to turn that cruel? I break the script, I break the loop. You don't get to name me now. Hey, you don't get to name me now. Same glass, new prayer, and it feels absurd. I practice kindness like a mispronounced word. My hands still shake when I say stay soft, but I leave that sentence where my eyes can trust. I try on mercy, awkward and thin, then it warms like a light from within. If I am the voice, I can unlearn the knife. If I am the witness, I can rewrite this life slowly, badly, honestly. I can't believe me. I want proof. Mirror, give me proof. Shame's just a story with holes in the truth. I break the script, I break the loop. You don't get to name me now. No, you don't get to name me now. I'm enough, say it out loud. I'm enough, and I believe me now. I believe me now. I believe me now. Enough, 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 enough. There when I need it, love with a spine. You don't get defeated. I'm not cruel, I'm clear. Can you feel the distinction? My rage is devotion to my own protection. Kindness with taste, hey. Kindness with taste. Soft hands, hard line. I can love and still leave. You called me too much for guarding the holy. I wore that blame like a brand on my body. I learned to go quiet so I'd still be wanted. To fold up my edges, be easy, be polished. I smiled while the splinter went further beneath me, then cried for the girl who got smaller to keep peace. Yeah, you praise my grace when it looked like compliance, but silence ain't softness, it's fear dressed in kindness. And every little no I swallow turned bitter. Every sacred thing I kept and got it grew thinner. So if my voice shakes, let it shake like a warning. I'm done being lovely while something is burning. love and still leave. I can love and still leave. Don't tell me my fire means I've fallen from grace. It rose from the moment you stepped in my space. I can bless with one hand and the other one stop you. There is no betrayal in what I won't offer. So hear me, beloved, if you're trembling in it, no, you're still full of mercy when you don't overgrow. You can mean it with care, you can say it and mean it. A boundary spoken is a soul still breathing. I'm mourning the girl with the vanishing language, the sweet little ghost making room for the damage. Come back to my throat, come back to my chest. Now I name what is mine, and I don't need your best vow. If I sharpen my halo, it's only for keeping the tenderest part of me safe while I'm feeling kindness with teeth. I bear it when I need it, love with a spine. You don't get to defeat it. I'm not cruel, I'm clear. Can you feel the distinction? My rage is devotion to my own protection. Kindness with teeth, hey! Kindness with teeth. Soft hands, hard line. I can love and still leave. Kindness with teeth. I can be loving and still say no. Kindness with teeth. I can be loving and still say no. Scar tender, I still flinch when I touch it. Scar tender, I'm proud and I hate how long it took me. Scar tender, I can laugh then choke up in the same breath. Scar tender, tenderness is how I stay left with myself. I wear the healing awkwardly, like a new skin, like an old sentence. I kept forgiving your leaving before I ever forgave my staying. As if my patience were a crime scene, as if my hope needed cross-examining. I was loyal past the warning, devout past the breaking point. Now I touch the bruise with cleaner hands, and still it answers back. Some words still snap like cold wire. Some rooms inside me still lean. But look at me now running from the mirror. Look at me learning what recovery means. Scar tender, I still flinch when I touch it. Hey! Scar tender, I'm proud and I hate how long it took me. Scar tender, I can laugh then choke up in the same breath. Scar tender, tenderness is how I stayed left with myself. I'm not romanticizing damage, I'm just naming what remained. The way a certain phrase confined me and turned my shoulders into rain. But I don't call that proof I'm broken, I call that proof I lived through it. And every time I choose a softer hand, it's not surrender, it's fluent. I thought survival had to look like triumph, fireworks, clean lines, no looking back. But maybe it's this half step forward with a trembling jaw and a steady track. Maybe strength is being gentle where I once would have attacked. Maybe mercy is a backbone. Maybe that's the whole back. Scar tender, I still flinch when I touch it. Scar tender, I'm proud and I hate how stay left with myself. Scar to know it healed. Overqualified for goodbye. Look at me, I did the lifting while you called it destiny. Overqualified for goodbye, isn't that rich? Oh, gold star for bleeding where you barely made a stitch. I was reading smiling like that was love. I knew your silence by the hour, by the shade, by the tilt. Had your exits memorized, had your absences quilted. I brought the water, brought the mercy, brought the joke at the right time. Called it romance, called it patience, called your hunger mine. I was psychic for your weather, little unpaid miracle work. Half laughing in the kitchen at my own overachiever curse. Set the table for a maybe, I ain't gracing to the sheets. And you love me like a task you'd leave unfinished for the week. Palm on the break now, teeth on the truth now. Hey, funny how the caretaker ends up carrying the door out. Overqualified for goodbye. Look at me, I did the lifting while you called it destiny. Overqualified for goodbye, isn't that rich? Oh, cold star for bleeding where you barely made a stitch. Ugly part, tenderness still sleeping like a stray dog in my heart. I hate how my body keeps your timing in its bones, turns toward the doorway when the evening hits that tone. Still I can name the imbalance without dimming what was real. I was generous to a fault, you were fluent in appeal. So I'm laughing through the bruise, through the nerve, through the sting. I can want you and not want this kind of vanishing. No more auditions for the empty-handed role. No more making holy maps for someone else's soul. If I go deep, let it be mad, let it be mad. Yeah, if I bring fire, let it be hell, not just bad. Overqualified for goodbye, sing it back. Hey, top of the class in the art of the aftermath. Overqualified for goodbye, what a twist. Oh, I gave them arrow, you gave me a disappearing act. Overqualified for goodbye. Look at me, I did the lifting while you called it destiny. I choose the arms that can hold what I hold. I choose the hearts that don't fold when it's bold. I choose overqualified, overqualified, not for leaving. Overqualified for the love that can meet me. I'm done being your translator. Hey, done breaking truth to smaller favors. If you don't get what I mean, then ask me later. Don't punish me for speaking major. I'm done being All your sweet deflection, that little grin that says I'm too intense. You call me tender like it's a correction, and act confused when I don't call it sense. You say I twist things by remembering clearly. You say relax while turning up the blame. You paint me fragile so you won't have to hear me, then hand me back my fire with a different name. Yeah, maybe I lose a room by saying it plain. Maybe I lose your comfort, maybe that's game. Maybe my voice was never made for your frame. Maybe the cost of truth is walking away. I can live with that. I'm done being your translator. I'm breaking truth to smaller favors. If you don't get what I mean, then ask me later. Don't punish me for speaking major. Done being your translator. No, no more ribbon on the razor. If it cuts, that's not my failure. You want me blurred, I'm getting braver. Ask me, don't accuse me. I'm done being your translator. Done, ask me, don't accuse me. I won't wear your secondhand silence anymore. I swallowed years, now they're breaking through the floor. I was the good girl with the shut tight mouth. Now I'm saying it plain, saying it loud. I won't wear your secondhand silence anymore. At the table, all our faces did the work. Polite little smiles while the truth sat in the dirt. I learned early how to disappear, to call it peace when it was only fear. Napkins folded like we're holy, forks lined up in a row. Everybody speaking softly, so the real thing doesn't show. A hand on my shoulder meant be easy, don't be much. Don't ask the loaded question, don't say that hurt me, don't say that was rough. And I became a specialist in taking up no space, with a pretty practice not in that inherited grace. But my body kept a ledger, yeah, it wrote it in my chest. Every bitten back opinion, every no turned into yes. And all that careful leaving out turned a whisper into doubt. If I crack the glass tonight, will the room survive the light? I won't wear your secondhand silence anymore. I swallowed years, now they're breaking through the floor. I was the good girl with a shut tight mouth. Now I'm saying it plain, saying it loud. Come on, I won't wear your secondhand silence anymore. I lost whole lovers trying not to make them sway. Said I'm fine when I was furious, then watched them walk away. I called distance being decent, called my hunger being kind, called the splinter in my throat a flaw I had to hide. And the years went by so mad at such a dignified disguise, while resentment grew its deep behind my careful little eyes. Now the family script is shaking every time I name a thing. And if the china starts to rattle, let it rattle when I how the healing finally comes. I won't wear your secondhand silence anymore. I swallowed years, now they're breaking through the floor. I was the good girl with a shut, tight mouth. Now I'm saying it plain, saying it loud, saying it loud. I grieve the love it cost, the time, the self I never was before. But I won't wear your secondhand silence anymore. So if it shakes the room, let it. If it's put to practice, grin, let it. I'm done being the cushion for the ache no one names. I'm here, I'm whole, I'm speaking in my own true name, yeah. No more secondhand silence. I'm done asking permission to breathe tonight. Done wearing somebody else's surefire light. My voice shakes, yeah, but it's mine. It's mine. I'm done outsourcing my worth this time, yeah. I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. My backbone was waiting the whole damn time. On the phone I hear myself say, is this okay? Then I bite my tongue like it's getting paid. In the mirror I rehearse a borrowed face, button up the jacket, stand in someone's grace. At the party by the kitchen light, I laugh half late to get the timing right. I watch the confident ones lean and land, so I copy their shoulders, I borrow their hands. On the call in the glass in the crowded room, I make myself smaller just to make it through. I keep asking strangers if I'm allowed to be. What kind of living is apologizing for me? And every little knot became a drug I chased. Every good girl ribbon, every well-earned place. But my skin kept itching under all that charm, like my own pulse tugging at my arm. I'm done asking permission to breathe tonight. Done wearing somebody else's surefire light. My voice shakes, yeah, but it's mine. It's mine. I'm done outsourcing my worth this time, yeah. I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. My backbone was waiting the whole damn time. Come on! You loved me best when I was easy to arrange, when I bend my edges, when I trim my rage. I became the girl who never made you flinch, spoken smaller words and smiled on cue an inch. I call that love because you gave approval fast, like a gold star stuck on a cracking mask. But I was disappearing in the role I played, getting praise for the parts of me I betrayed. If I tremble now, let it be seen. If I break the pattern, let it cut clean. Oh, I have been my own witness underneath. Under every borrowed line that were my teeth. Under every please, a pulse, a fire, a spine. I was never late, I was always mine. I'm done asking permission to breathe tonight. Done wearing somebody I can hear my name in my own mouth tonight. Even shaken, even scared, I arrive. My backbone was never borrowed. It was biding its time. To fit inside your frame, I won't go soft so you can love me tame. I'm still tender underneath this blaze, but I won't trade my heart away. My sorry is a border now, not a plea, not a white flag now. Pen in my hand, line through the lie. Every erased word brings me back to life. I called it patience when I swallowed the sting. I called it loving when I carried everything. You took my pause as a permanent yes. I wore your comfort like a little black mess. Crossed out forgive me when the fault wasn't mine. Crossed out the parts where I vanished in kind. Named every paper cut plain and slow. There, that's the truth you never let me know. I've been till my backbone learned your shape. I smiled while my spirit scraped. Now the ink gets darker when I write, and the page doesn't flinch tonight. I will say sorry just to fit inside your frame. I won't go soft so you can love me tame. I'm still tender underneath this blaze, but I won't trade my heart away. My sorry is a border now, not a plea, not a white flag now. You like me best in my diluted form, warm enough to hold, too quiet to storm. I made myself smaller to keep it clean, till I disappeared inside your in-between. So here's the list in a plain spoken line. The jokes at my expense, the slow rewrite of mine. The way I learned to doubt what I could feel, just to keep your version of us looking real. And yes, I shake, and yes, it hurts. I am not stone, I am not cured, but I won't kneel to be adored. I won't say sorry just to fit inside your frame. I won't go soft so you can love me tame. I'm still tender underneath this blaze, but I won't trade my heart away. My sorry is a border now, not a plea, not a white flag now.